अरे वो संभो, अरे वो संभो.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'll request everyone to just wait for some time. We'll have few more participants join, then the session will start.
Lagi
Jai PUBG.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So I can see there are a lot of participants who have joined us today. So let us start with the normal procedure, what we follow. There will be a quick poll over here, which you need to answer. I'll just share the poll so that you can just answer that poll question. Please answer to this poll question quickly.
Madam, this is Dr. S.S.R. Mohan.
Okay, what I can say is there are almost 70% who have replied that they are joining it for the first time. For them, I would just give you a small demo, like where you need to go in your future skill platform and how you need to assess this course. So let me share my screen. Can anyone reply? You can see my screen right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you
Yes,
please
ma'am.
unmute yourself and
Yes,
just
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, we can play a game. If instead of saying yes one, you can just click on yes mark. In the below you can see the poll mark. There is a thumb option mark. You can say yes that we have seen. Okay, guys.
Okay, so you can see, Dinesh, can you see my screen, right? You can see my
Yes,
screen.
yes.
Okay, so everyone, you can see this is whenever you just come to your Future Skills portal, your account. So the first your home page will be this. So in case you want to know, if you are not aware of it, if you want to know from where I'm getting this page, just click on this explore button, which is on the left side. Just click on this. Once you click on this, we'll come to the home page of our Future Skill platform. Now, here you can see there are various rows over here, which states next generation technologies, professional skills, featured topics. So once you go down, scroll down, and you have to come to the fifth row, which says industry defined and SSC NASCOM certification program. So what you need to do is, again, you need to come down to the fifth row, which says industry defined and SSC NASCOM certification program. Once you come to this row, fifth row, you just click on this arrow over here and then go to the second box, which says UX Design Foundation. Click on the second box. It will take you to the course over here. So you can see this is the course, Adobe UX Foundation course. Click on this foundation course again. It will take you to the various module of this course. You can see it's written module 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So once you come to this, you can see here it's written continue button for me because I've already started the course. Those who are attending for the first time, or maybe Yogesh, if you can please stop this. Anyway, so if this is the first time you are coming to this, you're starting your course, you'll see a start button over here. So click on the start button. So once you click on the start button, it will take you to module 1, first smart card, which states define user experience. See, this is a smart cards. There are 8 smart cards in module 1. So you need to you need to go through all the 8 smart cards. This is the first smart card over here. Here, could you please everyone mute yourself? Thank you. So what you can see here, you can see completed. I've marked already this, I've marked as completed because I've gone through this. So those who are starting for the first time, you can see it will be written as mark as complete, but you can't click on that. So for that, what you need to do is click on this view more. Once you click on this view more, it will take you to the next URL, which is the article. So you need to go through this article. You need to go through this article, then go back to Future Skills platform, and then you will see this mark as complete as green in color. Just click on that mark as complete and it will show your smart card has been completed. So it will be red in color and then it will be written this way, completed. Once you are done with this smart card, click on the next. It will again take you to this second smart card. Now, similarly, you need to go through all this smart card, read all this thing, and last smart card of each module, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. For each module, the last smart card is always a quiz. So whatever you have learned in that module, there may be a question paper on it. So you need to answer to this quiz, submit your answer, and then go to the next smart card. Once you do that, it will take you to the second module. Again, you need to do the same thing. Now, the challenge is once you go through all the modules, module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, once you complete all the module, even after that, if you have completed all the module, if you have marked as complete for all the modules, you're not going to get the certificate, or you're not going to what you need to do is you need to come down to this card. it will, need to come to this card, and here you can see it's written mark as complete. You need to complete the entire course. So this is once, even here you can see I can't click on this mark as complete. Why? Because I have not completed my all modules. Once you complete all the module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you need to come down to this page. Here you will get this mark as complete in green in color. Click on this and complete it, then you will be eligible for the certificates. So that is what is there. It is very, very important to come to this page and click this as mark as complete to complete your entire course. Even if you have completed module 5, you need to come down to this page and mark this as complete.
Excuse me, ma'am, how to claim certificate of the completion?
You have already completed?
No, ma'am, I've read many comments like how to claim, how to claim.
No. So once you have completed, we can automatically understand who has completed, and then we will already, the batch wise, we will make the certificates. So we have already done with our second batch, and we are just, sharing the certificates with them. So we will automatically come to know that you have completed your course. We know like in which module you are, how many smart card you have completed. We know everything. So once you completed, we'll issue your certificate accordingly.
Ma'am, will you send the certificate through mail, ma'am?
Yes, it will be via mail.
Ma'am, I'm having some problem in logging in into my account.
I guess some password issue must be there. So please check the forgot password and try logging in again.
I tried forgot password, but I never got the email from them, from Future Skills.
Yeah, even I have the same issue, sir. When I click forgot password, it's saying I've only administrator can change the password.
Okay, then
Even
send a
I do
mail
face
to.
the same problem, ma'am. I've been giving 2 of my mail.
Okay, then send a mail whoever has issues on it. So we'll see how to solve this. Okay. We'll add the mail ID in the
Did you provide
message
us
button.
any initial login credentials?
Sorry, could you repeat the question again?
Did you provide us any login credentials initially?
Yes, we have provided the login credentials to the.
Because I think I did not receive them in the first.
Okay. So what we can do is we can give the message. We'll put our email ID over here. You can reach out to us.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, shall you send the mail ID, sir, to which mail we have to send the complaining mail?
Sure, I'm just writing that. Just give me a moment.
Thank you, sir. I'm facing the same issue for 2 of my mail IDs, sir. I'm literally unable to log in, sir. Even if I give forget password, the mail is not at all coming. But with my another mail ID, the link just came, sir.
No issue. I'm just giving my mail ID. Please check and send me. It must be check a spam folder also. Many times the mail will be in the spam folder. Yeah, Rini, are you back? Okay, guys, I have just now given my mail ID. You can send me mail if anyone has any issues in registering. But I must say, please go through your spam box also. Spam box or a junk mail, it might be there. Then you can get the login from there. 1 second. I think Rini is joining in your file.
Okay, I'm sorry. I guess I was dropped out. There was some issue in my internet. So, is there any question?
As anyone is having any questions, I guess till now I have heard one question that some of you have mentioned that you have not received the login credential. So the response to that is please check your spam box as well as the junk mail box. I think it must be there.
Sir, where you have sent your mails, sir?
Your mail ID, which is
Sorry?
given by your college officials.
No, sir, you said for the login details. I also didn't receive my login details.
So that's what I told to everyone again. I'm again repeating it. Please check your spam box A or your junk mail box. If still you have not received, I have given my mail ID just now in the message. Please check and please send me the mail. Then we'll check and get it done.
Dinesh,
My mail ID I've just given.
we haven't seen. I can't find it in the chat.
It is there in this. Again, I'm mentioning it. It is D Panigrahi, DPANI.
Please, others, mute yourself if you're not talking. Please mute yourself.
Sir,
Okay. I'm again repeating my mail ID. It is D Panigrahi, DPANI GRAHI at nascom.in. You can please send a mail to me.
Sir, can you type the mail, sir?
I have typed it already. Again, I'm typing it.
sir, I think you have given privately.
No. At least I guess I'm having that much of sense.
Thank you, sir.
Shifat, if you can see that, you just refresh it once or twice because there are many people who are coming online logging in this at this time. So there might be some issue over there. So you just refresh and you will see the content again in your future skills platform. Please refresh the page.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, so like I have attended your previous sessions and I wanted to ask that is there anything new that you're going to tell, like about the
Yes,
design
we will
challenge?
be talking about the national challenge, and also again Kunal from Adobe. He will take the course. He'll talk about more about the prototypes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how many days will this session take place, ma'am?
As Rini has mentioned to us, right now after this, I think once we start, it will be about the challenge, national challenge on this program, which Rini will be updating you. Then we'll have Mr. Kunal, and he will be letting you know the new program under this, how you will be getting to know about it. So just wait for a while. We'll be starting it now. Rini, over to you.
Yes. Yes. So is there anyone who has some? If you want to ask anything. I will be discussing about this national challenge. Let others people are joining. Let them join. Then we'll start with our session, and then I'll talk about discuss something about national challenge, and then Kunal will take over. Indusha, it's better if you ask Dinesh, sorry, not Dinesh, I'm Kunal about this, please. Once Kunal start taking his class, I mean today's session, and then when he asked you to ask some question, just you can ask this question to him directly. You can unmute yourself and you can ask this question to him, Induja. Yatin, you have received the badge. You will also receive the certificate. Could you please tell me when did you complete this course? Okay, so you have completed yesterday, right? It will take some days of time, few days of time, and then we'll issue your certificate and we'll get it. Navina, if you have completed it 20 days back, I guess you will receive it because we have already come with our second batch of certificates, and I'm already sharing it with you guys. So I'm not sure, Navina, your name is there or not. Let me check and I'll see. Most probably your name will be there, your certificate will be there. And if
Ma'am,
not, then the third batch will
excuse me, ma'am.
tell me.
I didn't get certificate, ma'am.
Sorry?
I too didn't get certificate, ma'am. But
When
I
did you
completed
complete?
yesterday, ma'am. Yesterday I completed.
You have completed yesterday, right? So it will take some time. So we generally what we are doing it, we are making it a 500,000 batch, and then we are creating this certificate, and then we are issuing it to the participants. So you have completed it yesterday. We'll take some days of time, then we'll issue your certificate and we will mail it to you. I
Okay,
will be
ma'am.
doing
Thank
that.
you, ma'am. Okay, okay.
Sure. So could everyone go to mute, please? Dinesh, can you please see that everyone is in mute so that let me start. I guess everyone has joined.
Yes. Everyone is on mute now.
Okay, thanks. Fine. So let us start today's session. Now, as we all know, Swati is in leave for a few days, and even today she can't join us. So I'll be moderating in her absence. So I'll talk to you about National Challenge, which is going to be on live from tomorrow. That is 1st of December 2020. So I would give a slight brief on where you can find this detail in our Future Skills platform. When you log into your platform, when you log into your account, you will see a notification button on the top right side. So there, when you open the notification, you will find a project card which has been assigned to you.
Excuse me, ma'am, your screen is not sharing.
I cannot see your
Can
screen.
you hear me now? I'm sorry. No, I'm not
see
showing
your
anything right now. I'm not showing you anything right now. I'll just, okay, let me
Okay,
share the
ma'am.
screen and just tell me. I'll show you, wait, I'll show you where exactly you will be finding it. Okay, now here you can see there is a notification button over here. The project card will be assigned to you in this notification button. Here you will see whenever you will get your project card, you will get your project card over here. Now, this project card will have all the details like what are the next steps and the submissions. And also in this session, right now we have Ms. Garima Babbar from Adobe, who will be also giving you all the details. There are a few specific guidelines which she will be talking about. So if I request Ms. Garima Babbar to take over, and if you can please let us know what exactly needs to be done, all the guidelines which needs to be followed.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Team NASCOM Future Skills. A very good evening, students. My name is Garima Babbar, and I head Education and Skill Development Programs here at Adobe. It's really our pleasure and privilege that you all have signed up for this course and now you are willing to also participate in the national challenge that we recently announced. Today is the last day for registration for the challenge, and post that, we will be giving you few days where you have to submit your prototypes based on the 3 themes that have been allocated. If you as the Future Skills host was already explaining it to you, when you log into your account and if you click on the button notifications, you will see a project smart card, and when you click on it, you can go through the details of the challenge. The challenge is very simple. You don't have to we are not expecting a very detailed submission, but yes, you need to complete the course first, and after completing the course you will have basics and complete insights on how to use Adobe XD, which is a fantastic tool for mobile web application, and it will also help you in creation of these prototypes when you submit your projects. Now the key question, which I'm sure all of you will have, where is XD and how can I download? When you go to Adobe Creative Cloud site, you can actually find Adobe XD for free, and when you click on it, you can download. There will be a 1-month free trial version available for all of you. You can use that for creating your prototypes based on the 3 themes allocated, and you can submit your projects. I will now pause here. Are there any questions? Then you can put it in the chat window for me. Okay, so I can see that there is somebody who's saying that there is no card allocated. Doesn't matter. Is the challenge and the course compulsory? Well, course definitely is compulsory. We would request you to complete. It is a 38 hours of course, and it is anytime, anywhere learning. You can go through all the smart cards and attain your certificate, which has Adobe and NASCOM Future Skills logo. And this can be a great accomplishment for all students who want to really understand what are the basics of experience design. XD is not free for lifetime, unlike other Adobe products. Yes, Prabhav, Adobe is not free for lifetime. You will have to download, use it for a specific time, and then which will help you in creation of your projects. Is prototype enough for design challenge, or should we code anything? I don't think there is any coding required at this point of time, but I leave that decision to you. Whichever way you want to do it, we will welcome all the projects. I can't install Adobe. Why, Dharnish, you are unable to install? Maybe if you can give us some more details, that would also be useful. But otherwise, if you have Chrome or Windows as a platform, you should be able to download Adobe XD. Only one topic out of 3 has to be chosen. Yes, please choose only one topic out of the 3. Can we use Figma for prototype? We would encourage everybody, because it is an Adobe challenge, and we would request everybody to use Adobe XD because the course is based on Adobe XD, and this will help us understand how much of it you have understood going forward. Should we make responsive pages? Absolutely. Please go ahead and make responsive pages. That's a fantastic idea. By which platform do we have to submit prototypes? You can give us the link, or we can have another webinar where we can tell you how you have to submit. Anoop is saying,
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
please
the
go on.
card will be, the project card will be assigned to all of you tomorrow. It starts from tomorrow. So the project card will be assigned to you tomorrow. That is 1st of December. Or you'll get the notification tomorrow.
Okay. How many frames of prototype should we submit? Again, it is completely your choice. We will judge you on the concept, on usage of technology, and other parameters in terms of the sustainability of the project that you have submitted. And do we need to prepare a presentation also? Not at this point of time, but just submit the project. And We will shortlist the projects and then we will call you for a presentation. Do we need to sign up anywhere? Is there a form? Yes, you need to sign up on the registration form. Can I request the Future Skills team to put in the link here for the registration? Maybe the students who have not registered for the challenge, they can do that right now.
Yes.
Where should we submit the
share
prototypes?
shortly. Yes.
Yeah. We will also, once you have registered for the challenge, only those students will be given the further details for submission of the prototypes. So just wait for one more week. Can you please confirm if you use Figma, because sharing the prototype will be easier? We would appreciate if you can submit on Adobe XD. Students from any department, absolutely, students from any department can participate in that. How to submit prototype to you? We will share a link to you and you can do that. In case you don't want to, you can give us a link where you have hosted your prototype. We are okay with that way as well. Do we need to present the UX research along with UI prototype? Again, this is completely optional. If you want to put in your research, absolutely, that will strengthen your project so that we will also get to understand that you have done your research about that problem statement before submitting the prototype. So it's your choice. Should it be an app or a website? Janani, it's your choice. You want to build an app or a website? It's completely your choice. When is the challenge going to end? I think by end of December, the challenge will end. Ma'am, the participation is, yes, absolutely. This is voluntary. We need to submit an XT file. Yes, if you can submit an XT file. Is there a way to know we have registered? I haven't received any confirmation. We are still collecting all the registrations and we will send out an email for the ones who have registered. So can I request Future Skills team to send out the confirmations to all the people who have registered for the challenge?
Yes, we'll do that. Yes.
Will we get academic credits? Amit, ideally, if you submit the project, and depending on which university or which institution that you are representing, you can let us know more details. We can talk to your, placement officer or the dean. And but at this point of time, we don't know whether they are going to give you the credits or not. Can I register now? Absolutely. You can register right away. And you will be getting a certificate as well for course completion. So there is a course on UX. It is anytime, anywhere learning. Once you complete the course, you get a certificate from Adobe and NASCOM Future Skills. Can I request the Future Skills team to please post the link so that students can register right now?
Yes, we'll do that. I'll be doing that, and we have already shared a mail with everyone. Anyways, I'll just share that over here, the link over here.
Thank you. We have to provide a brief description. Absolutely, that would be great. If you can provide a brief description about the project, that would be extremely useful. So we will be soon sharing. Ma'am, I still have logging in and tomorrow is the last day. What should I do? Just wait. We are giving you the registration link in the chat window. You can register there. Each person given a separate project. It's up to you. You can pick up any project. Can we have Future Skills ID even after the challenge is over? Again, I would let Future Skills team talk about it. Which companies are hiring for UX designers? Can you please let us know? Something very interesting also that I wanted to share with all of you. You can register yourself on Adobe's portal, which is Behance. I can type here. Behance has all the global job postings across all creative fields. So it might be useful if you put up your profile over there. And there are a couple of jobs available from India as well that they are looking for UX designers. And I'm sure students will find it helpful. Where can we know more details about the challenge? We are just sharing it with you. Okay, great. That's the registration link. Internships. If you go to Behance, you will have all the information, but I'm sorry, this course does not promise any kind of internship or jobs. It is a skill building course. And therefore, we recommend that it's anytime, anywhere learning. Please undergo this course so that you understand more about UX design as a field in itself. It will be easier for you to look for the right jobs later on. Can you share some pointers that how UX design helps in field like data science, software? Certainly, Jasroop. We can have another session only focused on that. And I would love to have more and more students participating in it so that we can talk about that what are the opportunities available for you after, in the UX design to grow your interest into it. That's a great question to ask. How should we submit the prototype along with the description? You will all be given a link to submit your prototype, and you can add in the description. Maybe you can even attach a Word document, or you can have a voiceover, or you can even attach a PPT along with it. So once we complete the registration process, which is today, we get on to the next steps, and we will be having another orientation session where we will guide you on what kind of prototypes are expected by the students and what is the last day for submission of projects and how it will be evaluated and when the results will be declared. Yes. So if you have already registered, please, there is no need for you to fill up the form again. But if you have not registered, please register your name and details so that we can share the relevant details with all of you. How many people are participating? Well, Varnan, that's a great question. We already have more than 7,000 students who have expressed interest in participating in this. But today is the last day, then only we will get to know the final numbers who are participating. Can we have for even after the challenge is over? I don't think so. Your ID will be taken off once the challenge is over. Therefore, I'm requesting you to complete the course as early as possible. You can definitely do this challenge on mobile if you're able to. Absolutely. Nothing stops you. Can we have a session on prototyping again, or can you share? Yes, we do have a wonderful recorded session on prototyping conducted by our solution evangelist, and we can email it to you. What is the final date to submit the project related to the challenge? Can I request Future Skills team to please let us know what is the final date for by when they have to submit the projects for the challenge?
Well, we'll come to know about it tomorrow. We'll be giving you 9 to 10 days of time, and everything will be mentioned in the project card itself. So you'll have time to complete and then submit it. So
the project card will be updated on your ID on your NASCOM Future Skills account. So tomorrow when you log in, you will have the entire details mentioned there. What is the last day of completion of the course? As early as possible. If you are already on the 4th module, I think just spend some more time. And if you're able to finish it at the earliest, that would be great, because that will help you understand the basics of experience design to be able to work on the challenge on the projects. Can you share previous classes links? Absolutely, Ashwarya, we can definitely do that. You're on the 4th module. Great. So you only have one more module left. Quick, hurry up, complete the course. Can we share the challenge on Behance after sharing it with you? Rahul, don't share the challenge on Behance. I would suggest wait for some time, but Behance is a great platform for you to look for, your jobs and other opportunities which are available. So utilize it like a portal where you can showcase your own expertise, your knowledge, so that people can notice your skills. Can we do extra courses in NASCOM? Absolutely, you can. The entire portal is available to you. Oh, wow, great. Vignesh says he completed 5 days before. Congratulations, Vignesh, for that. Are we allowed to display the project we make on our portfolio? Certainly, but after the challenge is over. Please not before that. Can we have a session on making portfolio? Certainly. I think this is a common request that is coming from the students. We will communicate back to you what are the dates and please join us. But yes, the timings of the workshop will always be around 5 p.m. So I encourage you to join that. Can you share the previous class links?
We will share it. We have already shared Kunal's, one of the Kunal's, this thing with you people, session with you people. So we'll again share it.
Great, that
and
sounds
also
great.
Swati's.
Ma'am, certificate has expiry date. No, Amit, this is a basic foundation course certificate, and that certificate remains with you. But we will also encourage you to do other levels of courses as well. On NASCOM app, I've completed some of my courses and I've received, but it shows 50% completed.
We
Are you
will check on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
that's
loop
what.
we will
Wait,
check.
what are you referring to? Only Adobe course or like other courses?
Can I do it on Android? Certainly, if you're able to do it, you can go ahead and do your project on Android or the way you want to. Definitely, Hitesh, we will be sharing more links. So I think, Swati, we will request everybody to please, since today is the last day for registration. So number 1, register. Number 2, complete the course, which is already, if you are on module 4, please finish module 5 as early as possible. Look for the notification on NASCOM Future Skills tab and start working on the project for the national challenge. Right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So are there any more questions from anyone? Wow, no questions. So I expect lots and lots of registrations, right? Great.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, and stay in touch. And we are super excited to have you on board. Okay, all right.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot,
Bye,
Garima.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you,
See
ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Bye.
you,
Thank you,
ma'am, for
ma'am.
wonderful session.
Kind of you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, now we have Kunal with us, who will again, go with the session. Kunal, if you can start the session.
Sure, Rini, I'll take that up. Before that, like always, we do a quick poll to understand if people have previously attended the session or not. If you can just run that.
Yes. I'll tell you, there are like 70% who have joined for the first time today.
Okay, so I think then I'll take them through the entire discussion, and I could also see a lot of people who are asking questions around prototyping as well as
Yes.
general understanding about how do they share the links. So let me take you through the process. We will keep it short and brief today. So let me start off with sharing the screen, and if you can just confirm once you're able to see the screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, wonderful. So thanks again for joining everybody today. And like Garima and Rini have been talking about the National Hackathon and the challenge that we have been discussing around. The idea most of you have been going through is that there are 3 different themes. We are talking about education. We are talking about the other 2 themes as well, which are environmental specific or education specific. So these are the specific themes which are the broader pictures, and all the details have been previously shared, or you will be receiving all of that during the registration. But when it comes to developing prototypes and the ideas that have to be converted into some kind of a product itself, that's where we'll be discussing the process today. So let me start off with first understanding what is a prototype, because this is again a lot of people, students, participants, everybody wants to understand like what exactly is a prototype. So if we go by the definition itself, it's something which is basically created. It's like a simple experimental model. It's not a final website. So if you're talking about showing off your idea in a certain format, it is a initial model itself. It's not a final coded website or an application. It is generally used to kind of test and validate those ideas much effectively and much more cost effectively, so that if the designers need to incorporate some changes, make it refined, all of that can be done much more effectively than the other processes where the product is already developed and launched. So if I tell you about a current market scenario, for example, if we talk about any application which is launched on Google Play Store, imagine the user experience is not that good and there are feedbacks coming in. So imagine that kind of a thing could have been done previously on the prototyping itself. That's where it would actually save a lot of effort from everybody. And that's what is expected, that if you have some ideas, you will be converting those into a proper prototype with Adobe XD. So let me just quickly explain you in this case, how does thing work in prototyping? Now, I'm sure all of you have worked with a mouse on a laptop, on a computer, everywhere. But if I tell you this is the first ever prototype made for a mouse, you won't understand it, right? Because it's not really reflecting anything which is closer to today's mouse. So this is where it started. And this was the first model of the mouse that was launched. And the reason why you see a lot of these changes are, these are all basis of constant level of inputs which kept coming in from users and the research that goes in. So that is where I would encourage all of you to do a lot of your research when you are building up your prototypes in each of those themes. And a prototype ideally should be looking at creating and giving you an answer for questions that you have, your problems that you're trying to solve. It should basically be able to test certain assumptions that you have. And similarly, it should go and demonstrate how certain things would work, or probably how could they work in a certain environment. So that is where prototype makes all of that very, very simple. And when we talk about creating prototypes, there are certain steps you're supposed to follow. So it initially starts with research, a lot of understanding of your users, the problem that you're trying to solve, its entire ecosystem, everything. All of that.
बताया बात पूरी उस दिन देखा था रोहित में की शक्ल शांतनु जिस दिन तू और मैं जिस दिन सुबह बैडमिंटन खेल
Okay. Taking it off again. So since all of you have been kind of understanding what prototyping is, it's important that we basically go ahead and look at it in different parts. So the first being wireframing. After all that research is done, putting your concepts in one place through that wireframing itself, then going forward and making all of that into certain designing, which is like making those into proper image-based and text-based designs, moving it further into a prototyping stage, which we'll discuss today as to how you make all of those working and interactive, and finally presenting them further to any of your people. And that's where XD comes into picture. So XD will help you do all of that in one single space. And when we talk about doing that in XD, it starts off with different processes. And let me move into XD to actually give you a walkthrough of what software is and how does it work, to make sure that if you are trying to work out and create your prototypes, it works seamlessly and you're able to share those seamlessly with your mentors as well. So let me just launch XD and give you a quick glimpse of that as well. So like any other tool that we have from Adobe, and all these tools again have a certain way of figuring out the formats and the kind of platform that you're designing it for. Here also we have different types of platforms available. So you could either choose from any of the different types of mobile phones that you want to design for, or if you're trying to design for a website, choose the right sizing that you want to do it. Similarly, there are certain sizes for social media as well, which could be used in case there are certain work through that you want to give and use it for. And finally, the custom sizing. Custom is again depending on a specific platform, which you can eventually choose for any of your developments. So when we get into something like this, I eventually start off working with a blank file. So let me start with, say, a web layout. And in this case, if you talk about this web layout, the first thing that would open up is a blank screen as soon as I select my platform, which I'm wanting to kind of design for. And post this, if you look at on your left side now, these are all the tools that are kind of used within XD, which are simple tools. These are kind of shapes, line, the drawing tool, as well as the text tool. So these are the simple ones that are usually used in XD to design anything. And also in terms of the environment, when we talk about XD, it's a very basic interface that is there. Now, all the other properties that you see are here on the right, where anything that you have to kind of work with, a shape, a text, image placeholders, everything, all of that can be accessed from this space. So when we get started within XD, all of this is like the tools that we talk about. And since we were discussing about prototyping as well, so look at the stop space, which is right here, wherein you have the option of designing, you have the option of prototyping, and you have the option of sharing. So all of that, all three things are possible within XD. So that is where we have been talking about you staying inside XD.
Because definitely.
And you kind of going ahead and sharing and prototyping also within XD. Now, coming to the next set of things, on your left bottom here, if you see within XD, there are options to access your libraries, which you create within XD. So anything like colors, your character style components, all of that can be saved here. So these are like your go-to things for future developments that you do. Then the next tab that you see is for the layers. Just like how it would be in any other design application. If you haven't previously worked on any other, if I go ahead and add like a shape, you can see there is a rectangle added. If I add a circle here, you can see ellipse getting added on this panel. So it keeps on getting added. These are the different layers in which your design file keeps on growing. So this is where we simply draw and kind of position our assets and design elements on the artboard. Now let's move into a stage where we were talking about wireframes. So when we talk about wireframes, the first thing is obviously deciding the kind of layout you want. So in this case, for example, if I want my kind of image to come in this design in most of the area, like something like this, wherein I want the image to come in this entire block and I want to place it in the center when somebody is basically viewing at my website. Similarly, if I want my logo to come this side, so I kind of set a position for my logo here. And this would be, again, slightly bigger in size in terms of bold and all. Right now, I'm just keeping it at about, say, 50 pixels. And let's just position it here. This is just a quick layout that I'm doing for my website, maybe that I want to design. And the next step is adding maybe the home page, about us, and all of the other buttons that I want to introduce onto my website. So home, about us. Now, this is something which is completely customizable. I'm just giving you a walkthrough here, but in this case, it would totally depend on how your product will be kind of laid out. What is it that you're trying to showcase? All of that is totally dependent on how you want to build that product. So I'm just giving you a glimpse in terms of how all of this can be further aligned. So I've just typed here. Now I can go ahead and do all my alignments and fixing up of all these positions. All of that can be done here. In this case, I can simply align all of these from my segment here, or I can just simply drag and align. If you notice, all of these margins are available when I drag them, and everything can be aligned basis of this positioning. And now let me just go ahead and change the size of the font basis of how I want to show it, in a slightly smaller size or a bigger size, depending on my website layout. So these are like quick way of going ahead and designing your layout of the design. This is a quick wireframe again. Again, in this case, the idea is that I'm doing it for the home page. Your next set of wireframe will look completely different, which would be your About Us page versus a Contact Us page. All of those are different artboards. So I have to design all of those separately. So let me just quickly take a step forward. And in this case, I have a few applications. Like right now, I can directly even use something like Wireframer, or we do have something called a quick mockup, which are two plugins. So again, these are all external plugins which are a part of XD, but these could also be used initially to lay out a quick mockup of your design. So let me use some templates here. Maybe let me have something like this as my design. So this is like a detailed version of the mockup here, if you notice, wherein I have a quick layout where all my images and things have kind of been put with a text placeholder. Also, if you see, these are all different tabs here available. And in this case, let me just kind of consider that this is my home page now. So in fact, what I will do here is, this is, if it's my home page, I will make changes into my home and the other two other two artboards as well. So let me copy paste this. So consider these are three different artboards for my design. And in this case, what I can do here is simply make this my About page. And let me go ahead and make that slightly dark tone. And we'll shift this to About. And I'll make the blog content as light. So these are some simple changes that I'm bringing in onto my page to identify that these would be pages for specific set of cases. So this is like my page here for contact. Let's position this tab here, and let's make the blog color again gray. There. So now, if you notice, we have three different pages where this is my blog homepage, this is my About page, and Contact Us page. And let's also change this content here so that it's more visible while I'm creating the prototype in next stage. Okay, so this is, I have gone ahead and created like three different pages here. And this being my home, and the next one being About, and the third one being Contact. And we are done with this part. Now I can quickly go ahead and add images also to this. So let me take some images here. So maybe I'll take this one for my home page. And in this case, let's convert the text to white so that it's more visible. Now, the other one, About Us, maybe I'll use a guitarist picture here. And again, we'll be doing the same activity of changing the colors to white. Okay, I just didn't select the text. So there we go, About Us. And similarly on the third one, let me drag and drop the third image. And this will be a quick change on the text again to Contact Us. Okay, the other thing I can do here is quickly bring this thing down so that you can always see the text on top as well. So I will quickly resize all of these images. And I have three different pages now ready. Now, again, all of this can be further detailed. I can put images here in all of this. We do have a process of doing that. In the same way, we have put the text and the images in this box. All of that can be done with the rest of the area as well. Though I'll not be spending that much time on this because we have some short way of understanding the entire prototyping. So I'll take you through all of this process. We have now gone ahead and designed 3 pages. Now, if you remember the first part of it was wireframing, the second was designing. We have done partially some amount of wireframing, some part of designing. Now let's move forward and convert this into an interactive prototype. So that's where we will move into this space, which is on top, which is the prototyping space. We were still working in the design space. Now on click, it basically gets into the prototyping stage as well. And when we get into the prototyping space for our working, we don't really have any major changes in the tools. But if I go ahead and click on this home now, which is this artboard right here, we'll have to convert this into the home page, for which I can click on this home button. If you notice, there's a home button here, which is grayed out. If I click on this, this is going to be my home page. That's where my first landing of the design will happen. So this is my landing page in a way. Next is we start connecting. Now, how does the connecting work in this case? Let me select about in this case. So when I click on about, it should direct me to this next page of mine, for which I directly drag and drop. And if you notice here on the property panel, right on this panel here, right side, it has given me a trigger basis of tap. So I'll have to click on about button. I can have other interactions as well, but right now that's the most apt one. So I'll be using tap. And I would be using auto animate. So it just transition between this to that one. So on auto animate here, the destination for my artboard, I've given it as about, which is right here, written here, if you can see. And the last is I will use ease in, ease out as an effect on my transition, and we'll delay it by about 1 second. Similarly, I will be doing it for my contact as well. So let me select the contact as well and drag it to the contact page and drop it. Similarly, tap, auto animate, contact, all of that remains. And when we go on to the second page, I want all of that now to come back as well. So we have to create a backtrack as well. So if I click on blog, I should go onto the home page. And similar way, if I click on contact, it should from this part go on to my contact us page. And lastly, let's do the same thing for the final artboard as well, where on click of my first one, it should take to home page, and click on about us, it should take me to the about us page. So now that we have created a quick mock-up as well as a designing of my layout, my website, now let's go and preview. Now, this is a quick prototype. Like I said, it's not a final coded website. We have just connected the artboard within XD, which can be previewed here. So if you notice this play icon on top, this is like the desktop preview. I can click on this and it will open up the website for me as a reference. So I'll just increase the entire, make it full screen for you to view it. Now, if you notice, this is like a scrollable website that we have created here. And if you notice, it doesn't give me any linkable buttons anywhere else because we haven't linked anything so far. But on about and contact sections, it gives me a little cursor, which is change of linking itself. So when we click on about, you would notice it gives me this smooth transition of this line as well. Also, the page is changing here. You can notice about us being coming up. Similarly, if I click on contact, it will go on to the next as well. So all of this is like a simple way of creating a mockup. And it's a working prototype, which can be now be shared with multiple people. So once we have created this, this is what needs to be submitted and shared. Now you must be wondering, how do we do that? So for this, I don't really need to see the entire XD file, for which sharing you can easily go to now the third tab, which is right here. You click on share and you would notice all of these artboards are now highlighted. These are all blue color and demarcating that all of these are now selected as a part of my workflow. And when I go a step forward on the right panel, you will see that all of this can be converted into a link. Now, the flow one is basically nothing but all of these artboards being connected. So it is by default now reflecting as flow 1. If I had more artboards, it would show me other flows as well. But right now, since we don't have many other artboards being connected separately, we only have flow 1. Next step is sending it for design review, for development or presentation. In our case, I will be using it as a presentation. And in this case, I can keep it as anyone with the link can view it so that it is being shared widely. So you don't have to password protect it or anything. It can be simply shared out of here. And then you go ahead and create a link. As soon as I hit create link, it uploads all of that and makes it into a link which is shareable. And this shareable link is accessible in any of the browsers. So be it be Internet Explorer, be it be Safari, it could be opened up anywhere. So I'll copy this and go to my Safari browser. So let me open the window here and let's paste this link. And when I get into that link, you will notice that entire website that we were viewing will open in the browser, and I'll be able to show this particular prototype to other people as well. And it's like a complete functional website. So imagine that I've shared a link and somebody can see it like a working website, right? And the same way it was working on the XD file, it would be now working in a browser. And I can simply go ahead and view it as per my understanding. And if you're sharing like a document along with this link, that will give a further understanding about what your thought process was, what is it that you used. Again, that is something you can even introduce, like when you're creating this prototype, you can even put a tab which talks about the concept. So that could even be introduced here as well. So it's totally your imagination, your thought process in terms of how you want to do it. But the best idea would be to go ahead and use XD for doing all of this kind of creation work, from going into wireframing to designing into prototyping and finally presenting. So these are the simple steps. Again, there are detailed videos and there are detailed tutorials available online if you want to spend some more time, which again, as a software, you will always have your learning curve. You'll have your own time in terms of understanding different ways you can work with XD. So there are different steps you can go through online and work with XD to create some fantastic prototypes and submit those for any of the topics that you go ahead and select. So with this, let me take a pause and we will give the rest of the time for Q&A. Thank you so much, everybody.
Sir, can you send the link on chat box?
For what would you
Yes,
want?
I'll share because no, Kunal, what he's talking is like the sessions link. Are you talking about that?
No, ma'am. The prototype link which has created now.
Okay, so just give me a second. Let me open the chat pod here.
Sir, I had a couple of questions, if I may ask.
Yeah, please go ahead.
First, for prototyping, when we are using the images as you showed, are we allowed to use Google Images for that, or should we refer to like free stock sites?
So there are options of even if you go into stock.adobe.com and sign up, there are like 10 free stock photos that you can download from there. Otherwise, you can even use it from Google, but ideally it should not be then used for any commercial purpose, because right now you're just using it for the project. That's fine, but Google Images are copyrighted images, so you should not be ideally using it for any projects which are commercial projects.
Got it. One more thing that I had to ask. So the link supposedly that you shared, suppose I'm using, like you are using Helvetica on that. Now, if the user does not possess, does not have Helvetica on his system, will he still be able to view it correctly, or will there be some system-side issue?
No, these get uploaded. So while this link was getting created, all the fonts will automatically be available from the web. So they don't have any issue. Right now, consider this as a plugin or this thing setup, which is on the website and the hosted. So consider if there's a website which is you're going and viewing, and it uses certain font which is not available on your machine. It doesn't impact that, right? It is similar way. This would be uploaded in a server in a way that you will be able to access everything out there. So right now I've pasted that link as well. If you can just go and check, you will have a better idea of the website as well.
So one last question before, sorry for that. Can we upload like a document file explaining our design process, or should we include it on the website itself? Could you like describe that a bit more? I'm a bit confused about that.
For submission, I would recommend here is that if NASCOM team can send out like a Google form or something where all of the submissions can come in, I think those guys can tell better, because in terms of taking the submission in just a link, it would not be suffice. And if that link doesn't have all the information, you'll again not have the complete clarity. So if somebody from the NASCOM team can answer that question, that'll be great.
You'll get all the details in tomorrow's project card.
Okay. Thank you.
Everything will be mentioned in that project card.
Got it. Thank you, Kunal.
Great. Thank you. Any more questions there from anyone?
Sir, I have a question. So if, for example, I am, it is a free font, but like, is it necessary that the person who have have those?
Your audio is breaking a lot, Kaushik. If you can just probably either type the question or just repeat the question once.
So is it clear now?
It's slightly better. Go ahead.
Okay, so my question was that if let's say I'm using a font like Roboto or Montserrat, which are free fonts by Google, on my Adobe XD prototype, and I am sending it to a person who hasn't installed those fonts on his computer. So will he be able to see those fonts?
So, like I said, the same question was asked previously as well on the call, wherein this, if you're sharing the XD file, then they won't be able to use it until unless they install the font. But if you're sharing a link, like which I have shared with you on the chat box as well, in that case, it would be visible because it would be on a web browser. It's not dependent on the system fonts right now.
So like I can even use premium fonts like Helvetica there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, is it possible to add video as background?
Sir?
The video addition could be possible, but it's not something which is built in an XD. So for that, there's this plugin called Anima. And this is like an additional plugin. Like we just saw the quick mockup plugin also on the demo that I gave. Similarly, there's something called Anima. But XD, since it will be free, Anima is not free. Anima and the third-party plugins are kind of dependent on what the third party is kind of giving as a part of the packager. So Anima, you'll be able to download, create a login, everything, but some features are restricted in that. So you'll have to try doing that. I'm not sure if video addition is free in that.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Will we get a notification in the NASCOM portal if the card is assigned to us?
I think for that, Rini would be a better person to answer.
Could you please repeat your question once?
Will we get notification in the NASCOM portal if the card is assigned to us tomorrow?
Yes. I showed you a notification right side, top right. So you will get a this notification. You will get an alert on that. Once it's assigned to you, we'll get an alert.
Sir, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, for the templates that you've used the markup templates, sir. So can we create them?
Yeah, you can create that. So what I used was a plugin, which is a quick mockup plugin. But otherwise, you don't really have to use mockups because for your purpose, it totally depends on what your methodology is. If some of the framework fits in your design, definitely go ahead and use those. Those are a part of XD that way. So quick mockup is a plugin which will help you kind of put together certain elements into your design. That's it. Rest, everything has to be further designed.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So can we use Figma for the challenge, or do we compulsorily need to use Adobe XD?
Ideally XD, because of the reason of this entire prototyping itself. We've been kind of focusing on understanding the amount of concepts that students have understood using the previous course that you have taken up. So ideally XD, because it kind of covers up the course part as well.
Okay, got it.
Sir, when we share the prototype link, so we should choose the presentation mode.
Yeah, you should be using the presentation mode for that because it
Okay,
will
sir.
open up without any property panel or anything. Otherwise, in design review, it will give a comment window on the right side.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So this is a more in general question, but after the prototyping is done, how is it like what program is used to convert a Adobe file into like an actual website?
In that case, you will eventually share it with the developer. So what will happen is that there was an option of development as well. So you could have shared that link for developer as well, and they'll receive the information around margins, the color, CSS data of the entire file that you have created. And that could be then utilized by the developer to convert it into a proper website.
Okay, so something like Bootstrap. Like
Kind of,
they
yes.
use something like Bootstrap. Okay, thank you.
Because see, Bootstrap would be a platform, right? So that way it's a language and you'll be combining everything you'll be coding it into a final product ready platform. So it could be either Java or Bootstrap or React, Angular, whichever is the final one. Totally depends on which platform are you creating it for and which is it that the developer is using. So all of that can be converted into it. Any more questions there?
Sir, will we have access to this course until the challenge ends?
The course is available. The course is there on the NASCOM platform, which is irrespective of this part. So the course will continue to be hosted on the NASCOM platform.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
Tomorrow's session is there, sir?
I won't be available. I think Rini can answer if the tomorrow session is on.
As of now, it is no, but if there is, I'll just let you know. I'll let you know in the Slack channel.
Thank you.
Okay, since we don't have any more questions coming in, if there's nothing else, I think
Yeah, so
we're good to wrap up the call.
okay, so we'll wrap up. So we'll close the session for today if you don't have any other question. So let's close the session for
Sir,
today. Have a great day.
hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a small question.
Yes.
When we want to check, like, if I want to send it to a developer who wants to review my, the prototype and everything, will he find all the responsive, responsive things we have kept inside? Like, it will just show us the normal layout of the page, right?
Correct. So in this case, it will not design something which isn't responsive. So in this case, it would only design whatever you have put across in different artboards in XT. So imagine if you have to design for a mobile, you'll have to design that separately. It will not auto resize, auto design anything, because this is completely and purely design. Anything which gets converted into different responsive sizing and everything needs to be designed at least. And the coder or the developer needs to be given that input. So if you have designed two different layouts, so for example, if this website I've designed in 1920 and there's a parallel website that I go ahead and design like a mobile screen size, those two will be given as different flows. So flow one would be my website, the flow two would be my mobile application, and both will be shared with the developer. And then when he codes, he will be basically referring to both of these layouts. That's how it will work, because it is just a design which is being shared like a mock-up. It's not a final website which will automatically resize in a platform. So there's a difference between that. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, so we'll close the session for today.
Thank you everybody for joining in.
Thanks a lot, Kunal. So good night,
Thank you,
everyone.
Rini.
Yeah, I had a
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Hello.
ma'am.
Thank you,
I
sir.
had a
Thank you,
question.
sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, sir, if I want to share my UX research also
Mhm.
along with the prototype, so how to do that for the competition?
That again, you will have to send out either a doc separately. So you will be submitting it in a format of a link, right? So with that link, upload a file as well. So Rini has already mentioned you will be receiving a proper format in terms of how will you be making those submissions. And that
Okay, the
submission,
format will be told. Okay, okay, cool.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, you better end the meeting, ma'am.